the fashion reviews, it's always one take. It's always open your mouth and just start talking.
Like freestyle.
Open your mouth and just start talking. What I do, however, before I start filming, is look at all the outfits. What do I feel? What do I see when I see those outfits? What can I get out of it? What shape is that reminding me of? Is there any movie reference there? Make that mental note in my head once I see all the outfits. So by the time I scroll and I get to that one, I remember, oh, this is what you thought about this outfit. Just see that.
You're honestly rating these outfits.
Oh, yes.
Honestly.
Actually, I am. Influence is even if you didn't really see. I remember back when we started creating and brands will come. You get research. Kittens, everybody's influencing everything. Nobody does the research anymore. So I think we need to research more as influencers.
Because you're not influencing.
Yes. It's become a business,
right?
A thriving business for a lot of young people. And very soon, I'm sure, it will be something you can study. A lot of influencers, just that's the thing. I mean, yes, get that money, but understand the impacts you have on people.
So where are you originally from?
Akwa Ibom State, people legit go into arguments in my comment section. He's not from Akwa Ibom State. You know, and I get it. I understand. I'm not even, blaming anybody. I'm pretty much Igbo. I might not be fully, but it's there.
It's there. The blood is showing now. Igbo Bibo ekene mono dalo anụma anabata gị na nkata anyị chọrọ ịkpa n'efifia na ba anyị na Voice of the East. Afọ m bụ Nneoma echefukwa na gba mbọ ka isonyela anyị n'ife anyị na-eme. Jee na our social media pages ịmago ife ị ga-eme, subscribe or share ma like kwa ife anyị na-eme. Nke tata dị egwu maka na gị nwa na onwe gị all popular demand ịchọrọ ya, mụnwa chọkwala ya, anyị ncha chọrọ ya. Ya bụ onye mụ na ya na-abụ nọ na Voice of the East na Bani today is someone that is amazing, someone wonderful, someone that has had you cackling for years. Ichigide gochi, na-ekwudie ma n'ọnụ, na-etie ma na mkpume na ịnọdụ somewhere. Ịghọtago uche gị dị ya, ịnwe ya ọfụma, ọ na-akwa eteki nonsense. Ọ na-ebekwa ebe, ọ pụkwa n'ọkụ, ọ da achọkwa inwekwere any problem. Somehow, or that chopia. That person is here with me today. You know him. He's a comedian. He's an influencer. All-round good guy. He's an actor. He is internet sensation. He is Igbo's son. He is from home. And he is Kenzy Udosen. You are welcome.
Hey, thank you so much. Thank you. That was a really good opening. I love it.
Yes.
Okay. You seem to walk. I don't want my head to explode and all.
I'm quite
slim.
Freshness.
Well, thank you if you do say so yourself.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
I know you have some affiliation with Enugu State. Tell me. Tell us about that.
I studied plant science and biotechnology in the University of Nigeria in Soka for 4 years. I was supposed to finish 2020, of course. My name got lockdown year and everything. So I finished 2021. And for a while before I moved to Lagos in 2022, I was in the city of Enugu. So anytime I'm here, it feels like I'm coming home.
And while you're back here, did you like what you saw? Did you like the town, how it's looking?
I don't know, the state I do not quite vibrant, you know. Well, there's no statue. Look, even in there, every single roundabout is a statue.
Anyways,
I mean, I love the door of Azul.
1-0.
Azul at school. If you like, but they have. But this one, you never can afford the Lagos. But I watch some meat.
Yeah, nearly to go to me.
Thank you very much.
Let's go back to getting to know you before we get to the really fun part. Because I know that's what everybody's waiting for.
Right.
I am too. Right? How did you begin your journey? Tell us. Did you always want to do this? Or tell us.
The journey of what I wanted to do was a very long story. At a young age, I wanted to be an astronaut.
Okay. I think I'm so when that one.
Then that transition into wanting to be a doctor. But when I want to miss it, I go to medicine. Dekata jump na dali siaro. The UNN Simbian Kigwametin Gaifu. Then I studied mechanical engineering at National Metallurgical Training Institute for 3 years. I got my diploma. Then Bienza Plant Science and Biotechnology in UNN. Studied that for 4 years. And so at the time in what Metallurgical Training Institute, that was when I discovered, event hosting. So I figured, okay, this could be a career path. So I think presenting was the first thing that I really discovered, first passion to present television media, radio media, and stage and stuff like that. So in UNN, maybe the host busy events, people have started seeing that, that's a talent that you have and stuff like that. While it was getting me gigs, people were excited,
Okay.
that's a fresh new voice, that's something we've never seen before, and stuff like that. At the time, there was Maraji, Craze Clown, Josh Too Funny, creating buzz on social media. Content creating was becoming a thing. At the time, there was this other content creator, was a tech content creator, Fisayo Fasudo. He was doing a giveaway, a phone at the time.
Okay.
One in Phoenix or Techno phone at the time. Must not maybe need a phone now. One phone no use about this. But again, I manage, So it's not me when the phone now, no, we just shoot a video, no week. Made very creative content to post to. The video not like it, the feedback was crazy. People loved it. And I won the phone.
Okay.
So that was in 2018. And so I guess the feedback from that inspired, this is something you could, actually do. This is something you could. So it took me some time. I think in 2019, I can't be there. What exactly he made in this content space. So Josh Tufani was doing that in on member one. I go,
hey,
don't wait, no popular songs to one on. I go say, okay, you can do something like that. But instead of copy him exactly.
right.
Go back and the opera. So Madam Theresa's first video up to Mbàrà go say, "Go try normal view." That's the only time you see me. It's all the way. It's all the way down there somewhere. Where everybody still look and not tacky. The feedback was okay, but it wasn't getting anywhere.
Okay.
So as at 2020, I released the first of the Ndumodu series episode, and that traveled. Leading up, of course, to mid 2020, when everyone was at home watching just about anything,
right?
Got my first viral video, and picked up from there. So I think going into social media comedy was just, for me, it felt like, how you put it out there, like maybe events hosting,
So would you say that what you're doing now is worth it?
It is worth it. Putting food on the table, and it's exciting, and it's also making impact. I think it's one of the things I didn't really see until quite recently. The impact that my work is doing is, apart from the humor, there's just, I hear people tell me a lot of things. I travel and people just say the things they have felt while watching my work. And it's just inspiring and just motivating to see that something you sit in the comfort of your home to do and put out on social media can affect people in so many different ways.
Oh yes, because while I heard he was coming, I had to go look through my closet because I needed to
Let's talk about the look. Let's talk about the look, really. Let's talk about the look. The hair, they gonna knock out. My boy straight. Okay, love it. Hair and makeup stunts.
Okay.
Cocoon is cocooning. What is that slit doing in between then? That plunging neckline is going down to where? To hell? The gold. Okay. They're gonna knock her head. You can go there from my butt. Love the dress. Actually, I will give you a 9 over 10.
I did something right. Even if nothing else happens in August. This is it. Thank you very much.
Stunning. Gorgeous.
My enemies in town.
Gorgeous.
Okay. Kenzy is with me today, and I'm sure a lot of people have a lot to say. Madam Theresa. Madam Theresa. Madam Theresa. So do you need to channel her for her to come out, or can you, like, off the top of your head, just
right now? I think it's the chemistry. There's some sort of like it's easier with you.
Go do one life advice.
One life advice.
Madam Theresa.
Madam Theresa style. One life advice. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, if you make back it and when it chokum, you might want to, that way to start. It was even new. Good. I put on your WhatsApp if you put them on. I put on your call. I put on this somewhere. So the next time you want to spray that perfume, do what's right. Can do it, Megan. You go.
Bring in your questions because let's go now. All right. I'm known and whatever reactions, DMs, people asking you all kinds of weird things. What's the weirdest thing anybody has ever sent to your DM before?
I think it's nudes, pretty much.
You
Randomly.
don't mean
Yeah,
it.
nudes, just random.
That's only
Honey. That's what I
Hey.
I think that's the weirdest thing. That's the weirdest thing. You know, there's all sorts of things.
So then when you have other ideas. Wonderful.
Yeah. But someone came my friend who posted recently. When you're sending their news, okay, post that phone now, post to new. It's wild.
Do you find it annoying? Is it annoying?
Of course it is. Of course it is annoying. It's inappropriate and it is assault, is what it is.
Right.
Yes. While there's no physical thing there, but exposing me to something I give no consent to, you know, it's assault. So yes, of course it's annoying.
Why do you think people would do things like that?
Oh, I have no idea, man. I'm a good psychology. But clearly it's because Allah abandoned mother is all I can say, really.
Or do you think that you might be becoming your character? I'm wondering, does it even...
But my dear, we're not going to make excuses on that right now.
I'm thinking maybe people might be asking you, please, will you marry me? I love you. I like you so much.
Oh man, that one is regular.
Oh, really?
I mean, yes, because that's a lot of that is there.
Right.
But I mean, Emma could be.
Okay, man.
I look at that saying, no, you were saying they look me in a matter of. I wonder about saying, okay,
okay.
You know, so.
Okay, so our fan base again. How many takes does it really take to make these effortless videos I know about online?
It depends on which kinds in a market. Often all the model series.
Okay.
Okay, I can take maybe 2-3 takes. But the fashion reviews, it's always one take. It's always open your mouth and just start talking.
Like freestyle.
Open your mouth and just start talking. What I do, however, before I start filming, is look at all the outfits. What do I feel? What do I see when I see those outfits? What can I get out of it? What shape is that reminding me of? Is there any movie reference there? You know, just make that mental note in my head once I see all the outfits and I sit down. So by the time I scroll and I get to that one, I remember, oh, this is what you thought about this outfit. Just see that. Yeah. So that's
you're
the
honestly
process.
rating these outfits?
Oh, yes.
Honestly.
Actually, I am. And my mom, Kwalakwa.
Oh, really?
So I have a bit of a fashion background. I own Kwalakwa when we were kids. And anytime but I know no one, I mean, you didn't catch a man and no number was stunning.
Right.
So yes. Place just stone. Well, I am here. But good and when you know automatic things age and then I am guy JP stone.
Yeah, name one can say me stoning.
Get one of my outfit. Don't watch Jackam stone when.
Have you seen the outfit before?
I think it should be my page down there somewhere.
Maybe your wage.
Remember, but you German.
You have enough. So
just you say Lord, if you say design and sell out of stone of baby, bomb and people say I'm gonna my mom be saying doing that stone.
No one said get it stone.
Say what be the go there that try to be stone now. So get the even I go there but the go stone they said that niggas well I am be some.
Really good.
Not shy.
If you're mom, so talking about takes, go maka. So what about when you're featuring others? Like Begina Madam Gold. Catastrophical affairs out there. How long does it take to film those?
Most of those things are different knock of film, kind of film. You know, they don't knock or like a movie, really. So most times we have like multiple cameras, you know, capturing different angles at the same time. Right. And that makes it easier. But if I'm buying a single camera, you shoot outside on it. If you don't want to see shoot outside on it, if you don't want to see shoot so another person's on just to get everybody's, you know, man, I can't bless go no more than keep an shoot to see. And when multiple cameras, then with everything. But as for how long it takes, it really depends on the script and how long the script is. August meeting videos when I did a shoot where there's a lot of characters and very heavy on dialogue. That takes pretty much the whole day. And I'm not talking like 12 hours, like maybe from like 9 to 5 or stuff like that. But like we can be there by 9 hours. Then maybe like 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. So it takes a long time to like really capture the chaos that is most of those big videos that we make, especially like maybe twice annually. So there's the August meeting and then there's the Thanksgiving one by the end of the year. So yeah. But aside that one, all those other ones where it's just normal banter, the script might be like maybe 20 pages long, 18 pages long. And for those ones, I think a full 12 hours should cover.
I wanted to ask you about the relationship you people have in the industry.
Right.
Because I remember in the earliest days, there was you, there was Steve Jukes, it was Zig Saloma in the same productions.
Mhm.
And I used to wonder, how do you guys come together? Do you feel like, oh, I think you might be good for my stuff,
Right.
or we have a relationship? How
Right.
does that go?
So I think mostly for me, the
Right.
process is, how can I tell a story where this person's brand reflects my brand is not drowned as well? Because we all have individual types of storytelling. I'm not gonna like the way I tell my story, I brought the same way Steve said tell the story. But we found the way, and that's why the synergy, the chemistry between us is always very outstanding. Because while it's different people with different methods, whenever we come together, there's always a connect.
Right.
And to be fair, there's no other person where that connect within the industry. Except maybe Cruise with Joe.
That's why I'm bringing it up.
Yes, except maybe Cruise with Joe. But like with Steve, it always feels the connection is just seamless.
Have you guys known each other long? You and Steve?
Yeah, 2019, actually. That's relatively long, but not as long as you would.
Right.
You would think.
Looking at your relationship on screen,
Yeah.
it looks comfortable. Like you
Very.
mentioned, when you guys are together, everybody is doing what they're supposed to do, but there's that individuality, boundary, respect. You can see it on screen.
Yes.
So I'm thinking to my mind that these guys might have known each other so long.
Yeah, 2019, Madima, there's some friendships that don't need that kind of like longevity for it to reflect that it's, good. You meet someone and you just know that it works, right? So to answer the question you asked earlier, that's my own process. But at the end of the day, your content our business. And so you look out, this person has numbers. You find a way to make both brands align, but I know the driving force is really collaborating with this person, reach their audience, gain more reach and stuff like that. So it's all about the growth of it is what really fosters most of this collaboration. But about Spend I make collaboration with just about everybody.
I get that.
Yeah,
I get that. It's numbers game. So it's business. While we're having fun and we're doing all of this, is business. Thank you for clearing that up. The fans want to know if you are ever going to take up acting.
I mean, I have. Fully. Yes. That I don't know.
Okay.
But in Nigeria, you have to do it all. But acting has never really been a thing for me. I enjoy watching people act.
You enjoy watching?
I do. And if anything, if I really want to do anything in filming or in filmmaking, it's behind the scenes.
Tell us, give us an idea.
I'm obsessed with the details. I'm obsessed with making stuff come to life. And then I find myself always drawn to the cinematography of it.
Okay.
The light composition, the set design, and just the tiny bit aside the acting that makes a scene feels full. So that has always been something that interests me. So if I'm ever going to be in filmmaking, I don't want to be in front of the screen. I want to be behind there, making sure that...
How is that going to look?
Okay, so after that, they will give me simple. Acting just feels
like this really great director, great script. What if there's a character that you feel like, I think I want to play this one?
The only character I ever play right is Madam Theresa. And because that's why I keep on saying it, because it's not a character.
Okay.
As much as I try to say, yes, this is a character, it's something that is who I am.
Right.
It's just.
And what if someone decides to write a story?
Then fine.
Okay, you won't.
Yes, then fine. If that's what I said, but maybe can do this role. Of Yabamaru. Do you understand? And so I'm never actively looking for roles, but when they come, I'm like, well, sure. If the pay is good, sure. But I'm not actively out there like a lot of really talented actors saying, I want to act. Okay. That has never been me.
What are you watching now in the Nigerian movie industry in Nollywood? I want to ask this because you mentioned, your attention to detail.
Right.
I want to see, what have you enjoyed recently in our movie industry? What have you seen? Wow.
It's currently in the cinema, actually. Killing Monkey is fantastic, but not on cinema. That's on Netflix. That's on Netflix. Yes. So, I premiere.
In my femania.
Yes, now not that fair. Guess my fear. Freedom Way. Freedom Way. It's great in the cinema. Fantastic film. Had Femi Jacobs, Bimba Kintola. Right. Yes, Bimba Kintola. Kezifa. Just a really fantastic lineup. A simple story, but done so brilliantly. It leaves you at the edge of your seat the entire time. It also mirrored something that happened in real life at some point with one of these tech giants, now owning a financial company. At the time, they wanted to start Okada. Yeah, boats. Now we have boats for vehicles. They wanted to start an app. They wanted to start an app for bikes.
Okay.
Then something happened. They banned bikes entirely in commercial cities, and that affected. Yeah, so Freedom Way revolves around how that affected not just the company, but also the individuals, like say the bike men and stuff like that, and what they had to do. It was such a brilliantly told story. The attention to details was insane. So yes, currently in cinemas, beautiful film. To Kill a Monkey, of course, which is streaming. Absolutely fantastic film. Loved it. Series rather. Loved it. Yeah, I loved it.
I talk him. Bakana.
You might love without feature. You might love without no. You might love without.
So you will
fantastic film. Fantastic series. Yeah. No.
Okay, so Efe and Obos, choose one. What do you?
Very dicey, but I'll go with Obos.
Obos.
Yeah, I'll go with Obos.
I stood with Obos.
Yeah, loud as he was, misogynistic as the character was, insensitive as he was loyal.
Toxic.
Yeah, very toxic. A lot of toxic traits, but loyal.
True. Yeah. I agree. Now let's talk about Madam Theresa. Back to Madam Theresa. Her iconic outfit, the purple Adire gown. And that gown, I want to put na put on low. I want to go on low.
Neckline very high.
We wear red lipstick now. What and there's be a red cherry. I don't know if you know about that. That's the one. Or the local one. Or the Tessia. Or the other Bisaki to where eventually, first of all, how did that dress come about?
Well, that's my grandmother's dress. May her beautiful soul rest in peace. That's my grandmother's dress. I grew up with her.
Okay.
And so when it came the time to start creating content, my mom cheered a lot of her dresses. Content. Man, there's an repeat that. When I repeat that, at some point, yes, she was always changing clothes. My mom checked because a lot of her clothes on her.
Okay.
That purple dress was Madam Theresa's stay-at-home dress. For all the skits on it was her stay-at-home dress.
Madam go to Chica
yes, that purple dress. So, she has lots of other outfits on it. But, there came a time where it became quite a bit of a hassle to be changing outfits all the time.
Right.
I was like, okay, the purple dress. Now, kept up. But when I started creating content in 2019, my mom checked us my fit. My grandmom, say me chopu. Well. At the time, it wasn't only chopu because I didn't have enough. On a boom school. Mbulukosta no costume nina because I was also filming in school. Mbulukosta no costume nina na. I'll just leave everything there. And if I need to now shoot at home, my grandma says, never this purple idea. I know they wear on the gate. Another one green, or the two but the purple one till today. Yes, by the ring.
So you inherited that dress from your grandma?
Yes, I did.
What was the relationship? Because grandmas, they give things, but it must be there must be some relationship there.
Yeah, one of my grandmom, we spent a lot of time growing up. So we had a financial crisis, growing up. Me and my siblings were scattered around. Myself and my younger sister went to stay with my grandma. My elder sisters went to stay with a family friend. The last of us went to stay with an aunt in Lagos. And so spending that much time with my grandmom was, I think, very pivotal to who I am now. Because you don't spend that much time with Agadi Manyo Diotuang and not pick up a thing or two.
Mm-hmm.
She was very grounded, very respectful, very, what's the word, Martin educational, because everyone you could see can come, and yeah, yes, she was the love of my life. You're not Bombo. Baba Yomi. Mama Yumi Kamwana, then she will not call me the same thing. There was this super story we used to watch at the time. And one of the lead roles was Yumi. I think Yumi Benson also. And she was desperately attached, obsessed with that character. Whatever the character felt, she felt.
Oh, wow.
She would cry while watching. Super Story had the most emotional stories at the time. So she would cry. She would be very emotional. So what's the name, Mama Yumi? So pretty much, it was Mama Yumi. So it became a nickname that stuck. So yeah, Nabia Mama Yumi. Mama Yumi B. Exactly, because after Yumi Benson, the character's name. So what was that Mama Yumi B?
Would you say that Madam Theresa has some traits of grandma?
At all.
At all.
My grandmother is the calmest person you ever meet.
You don't say.
Nothing. Hey, she is. My grandma. She is the calm. Not a single. Get it at all. Madam Theresa is Raz. That woman is a very Raz woman.
Where did you get? No, seriously.
That woman is a Raz woman.
The
only thing that connects the woman, the character, Madam Theresa, to my grandmom, is certain things the character would say.
Okay.
Just a few of the things she would say. Erimwe. And just the lingo. It's the lingo of it. The thick Igbo. That I learned from my grandmom that you don't hear. Yes, and how you use that kind of.
You have heard it from.
So there's just some of the just the lingo. Right. That's the only thing that connects the character. But the character is a very woman, and never can I relate that to.
Because that woman, I like him personally, right? So I wanted.
They didn't kill him over my friend.
That is the package in the book. You didn't go, man, Madam Gold, ever. That relationship catastrophic is that. There was a thing I noticed, in the earlier days when you guys were really shooting together. It was the accosion, like between the two characters. Then Fedo.
Yes.
Where did you get that from?
You watch a lot of old Hollywood and even Nollywood. It's like something that was how women were portrayed.
Right.
Oh, my sister. And then and all that. So when it got to writing a script, we felt that was going to be the best dynamic, to have that love-hate relationship, but solid loyalty still when it came to the characters.
It's realistic, it's honest, and it's fun. We have a little time, so I need to rush this up. One of the final questions I wanted to ask was, what's your most unpopular opinion about social media influencers?
Unpopular opinion about influencers.
Yes.
Influence is even if it ain't really seen, but it is the truth.
Okay.
My kind of social media, everybody just wants to earn and stuff. I remember back when we started creating and brands will come, you get men on research. Kittens, everybody's influencing everything. So nobody does the research anymore. So I think one of my unpopular opinions is we need to research more as influencers.
Okay.
There's not a lot of research going into it. I was talking to a friend and I said, this thing should not start in school.
You think?
Yeah, I think.
Influencing.
Yes. It's become a business.
Right.
A thriving business for a lot of young people. And very soon, I'm sure, it would be something you can study. And then people get to learn how to actually be. And as a research, to be fair. A lot of influencers that's the thing. Influencers just, yes, get that money, but understand the impact you have on people. Do you understand?
Do you think that they know that they do have impact? That most of them know that they have impact?
Oh, please, they do, because then the brands will be coming in. They don't think you have that impact.
Right.
They're there because they know you're reaching people. If you're not aware of it, then you probably should stop creating or influencing anybody. And so be an influencer, but understand that you have power.
Okay.
And don't use that power anyhow.
All right. So, quick. Cancel culture, is it fair? Or is it just bullying? What do you think?
I mean, this is a very
Dicey one.
dicey one because we must open and then cancel.
Ewo!
Yes,
Bad behavior.
yes, no, but I'm not even saying about like my character.
Right.
Go for him and the men are cancel. Step up, boy. But yes, like I said, it all boils down to research again.
Right.
So before you want to cinema the major man kabu, how informed they are about if only you know how deep what you know where is it? Because at the end, no, because I'm couldn't remember. Oh, my can down in public eye. But that's the truth. That's
True.
That's the truth. A lot of the time, man, I say you can't speak specific. You understand? Yes. Couldn't make up, but because obviously only I know, and I fear Nilo, they say no kaya still. It is what it is.
And we can snake with bombastic side eye.
Okay, what is again?
Bombastic side eye. Before Marapu Kenzy, because I don't even want to get up from here. I want to do this all day. But see, we see a tapia Igbo. That is in a role up. You dey chop am. It's interesting. It's exciting. It's exciting. You know, it makes you want to speak it, right? And I know that you're not. Tell us, you know, about your background. I know you live with grandma, but tell us about that. Where did you do all the growing up?
So it now on the Anambra State.
Oh.
Yeah, pretty much.
On
the Anambra State. Nigeria on the Anambra State. Right. So growing up, it was around there, obviously. Even my grandma being Apaka Forest. I'm not a major family. It's Apaka Forest. It's seen Nigeria, but it was one of the new settlements at the time. So the mother carana koba seba manakito ujugo. You know, just like trans in case kita no. Nakita koba seba trans in case. So yeah, pretty much, you know, grew up on the Anambra State. At the time, but no, my older sisters are Maraki Asuibo, can say Asuibo. Imagun. So like I mentioned earlier, we had like a financial crisis thing going on. So at school and I got Creative Minds Foundation. They didn't teach Igbo at all. The languages they taught was English and French. So when the whole crisis, then we had to move me to another school. And we go back to Holy Cross. And Holy Cross, fantastic school, made a lot of fantastic friends.
Did you come up with that name?
No, we have Holy Cross. Holy Cross, because you know, so yeah, that was it at the time. And I think that really exposed me to a lot of Igbo. That school, Holy Cross, leading up into DMGS, then St. Charles, and then my grandmom. Yeah, so Mama and my two younger sisters were very, very versatile. You know, when it comes to speaking Igbo language. But my elder sisters are not as Jim.
So where are you originally from?
Akwa Ibom State, don't man them. I put on your
can like it.
Akwa Ibom State. Akwa Ibom State.
Joe, you like
hey.
Chef woman.
But I'm going to interview on a post on a page, no pin. Because people legit go into arguments in my comment section. He is not from Akwa Ibom State. You know, and I get it. I understand. I'm not even, you know, blaming anybody. You understand? So it's like, I'm pretty much Igbo. I might not be fully, but it's there.
It's there. The blood is showing now.
Because
I'm so glad to have you in the studio today. It was interesting. It was educating. It was everything fun. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Is there something you want to tell, you know, your fans, viewers? What do you want to say to our audience?
Let's say to Pampo.
Biko.
You tell me.
Actually, Madam Theresa. Actually, where advice the audience.
I mean, I think one of the most important things in Gabando Wakita is, you know, to live and let live. You know, pretty much. There's a lot of menka going on in society. And when there's a lot of cages, you find out that people become dogs. And that's the truth. People pretty much become dogs. And so by the time Habels Elon Kita, when I complain, Papa Nafa one Kita. So maybe if you don't want people to become dogs and, roaming around in the street behaving like one, you might as well want to remove the cages. And so this is a very, very serious advice. It might be very vague, but it gets into your forma. You understand that it's something you need to internalize. And so, yes, makansa loco. So you don't want to be putting people in cages. Onye call them again, say live and let live.
Inugonia, well, who's the advice? Well, you made the best that you can do this along.
Oh, yes. Let's talk about that like